So with the game week deadline literally just around the corner this Friday, so make sure your teams are ready, we are going to go over how my team is currently looking, and yes, this still isn't nailed in stone for game week 1, but also give you my thoughts on how I could be changing this team, what could be different by the time Friday rolls around. If you want more help with your fantasy football teams, make sure to check out Fantasy Football Hub, top link in the description, which is where I get all my stats, and let's get straight into this video. So we're going to start this off straight away. Let's not prolong this anymore. We are starting off with the defence, and as you can see, we have Sanchez in goal at the moment. Now, to be honest, there's only two keepers I'm really interested in, and Martinez is the other one, and he is 5.5 million, and I'm not sure I can get myself to stretch to that price point just yet. That's purely because there's certain players I want in my side that are on the expensive side, that potentially means I have to save money in goal. Joining Sanchez is Trent Alexander-Arnold. I just think if Liverpool do return to their defensive form, with the likes of Van Dijk coming back, Trent Alexander-Arnold could be an absolute steal at 7.5 million. We said this last season and he didn't have the best season, but we know he can get assists, we know he can get goals, and if he gets the clean sheets on top of it, he's going to get a lot of points at 7.5 million, more than some midfielders that are priced higher than he is. With the fact that Robertson is also looking like he's going to be injured for the beginning of the season, Trent could be on a lot of set pieces. And we're also hoping that Luke Shaw carries on his form from last season and the Euros, and he has played in friendlies now, so I'm going to go with him from the start. Luke Shaw has been absolutely brilliant at Man United recently, and we're thinking with these two in our defence, we shouldn't have to change too much. It's just going to be a weekly decision of who joins them out of my cheap defenders. And this week, it will be Veltman, purely because of his fixture, 4.5 million. And he will rotate with the likes of Ayling, who is going to be on the bench for this game week. And we also have another player, but we'll get onto that when we get to the bench. In midfield, we do have some heavy hitters. We've got Bruno Fernandes at 12 million and Mohamed Salah at 12.5. And now, of course, from these two, we can get to any midfielder in the game. We are interested, of course, in Jadon Sancho, and even Mane could return to the form of old. But at the moment, Bruno Fernandes and Mohamed Salah, they're on their penalties. They are the players at the club that last season were the best players to have. We're hoping that continues going into game week 1 of this new season. We also have Riyad Mahrez at the moment, although I am interested in Heung-min Son, especially if he's going to be the man leading the line at Spurs. We want Mahrez just for some of those good fixtures that Man City have, but also we can quickly move to whatever player looks in form at the beginning of the season from Mahrez, because I think he will start the season, but then of course as all the midfielders at Man City get fit, rotation will become an issue. So Mahrez is in there for now. That could become Heung-min Son. We have Jota, just because of Liverpool's great start to the season, and also his underlying stats are, if not the same, better than Mohamed Salah. So Jota makes the cut at 7.5 million, although we were burnt last season at the end of it when we got Jota in on our wildcard and he didn't perform in the last 8 game weeks. And then we've got Benrahma, but this could be Jack Harrison as well from Leeds. Now, the West Ham part of me wants to think that I can bring some West Ham players in and have a good season. Benrahma has looked good in friendlies, but of course friendlies don't always translate into the Premier League. But Benrahma at 6 million could be a steal, and I like the looks of him, and that's what we can afford with the budget. This could go to Harrison before the game week 1 deadline though. Then we move up front and we have Antonio and Tony. Now, of course, there was a plethora of attacking options in this forward lineup at 8 million and less. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is, of course, someone that I might consider purely because he was on great form at the beginning of last season. However, with the new manager, Rafa Benitez, Everton could be more defensive, and I want to see how Everton set up. Also, with Aston Villa bringing in Danny Ings, I don't know which forward is the best bet from that Aston Villa side, so we aren't jumping on any Aston Villa assets just yet. Iheanacho looks like a good option, but he didn't start in the Community Shield. I want to see how Leicester line up. Callum Wilson is always going to be a good option in any Premier League season as long as he's playing in it. And of course you've got the likes of Bamford as well. So there's many options I could be considering here. But Antonio, with his start to the season and his pre-season, is the one I'm going with from West Ham for now. can easily change quite quickly. And then of course we've got Tony as well. Again, we had to save some money somewhere with the midfield that we've got, but Tony was the man at Brentford, so hopefully we could be seeing him do the same in the Premier League, but we will be ready to jump off if we are not impressed with Tony. Then finally we move to the bench, and if we look at the bench, it's pretty much as cheap as we could get. Obafemi, I'm not even sure he starts. Amati is a bit of a risk, but Leicester City have a lot of defensive injuries. And then we've got Luke Ayling, who can rotate with Veltman. Foster is in goal for now. If we can find a £4 million goalkeeper that plays, we will move to them. But Foster's there just now as a placeholder. And that is my team as it stands for game week 1. Now, the reason I've gone with this whole layout in total is because if we downgrade the likes of Mahrez and Jota, we could potentially look at bringing in the likes of Harry Kane if he makes a move to Man City, or he looks like he's on form at Spurs. Or we could look at Lukaku by about game week 7 for Chelsea. We've got plenty of time to watch him with Chelsea's fixtures not being brilliant. So hopefully this sets us up for a good start and lets us evaluate some of the players in other teams that have a bit more of an unfamiliar setting, new managers, new transfers in. I'm hoping the players I've brought in will be the players that do hit the ground running from game week 1. In the comments down below, let me know what you think of this team and what changes you would make if this was the team you were looking at for Game Week 1 deadline. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out Fantasy Football Hub for more tips for your Fantasy Premier League season. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.